Hello everyone and welcome back to the Velocity channel, where this is your bridge to financial freedom. Today we're going to be talking about how to get out of that pesky $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 auto loan of yours, okay? And you don't have to have a whole lot to do it. You just got to know how to leverage what you got. All right, but before we get into that, like, share, and subscribe so that everyone around the world can know the power of velocity banking. Now, CJ, what do you have here on your whiteboard? Well, this is what I call the cash flow index, all right? The reason why we always are attacking the auto loan is because we found that with many clients, many customers, and even with ourselves, when we paid off both of our vehicles, the auto loan was the most cash flow sucking loan. Now, I know that they don't have anything on payday loans, sometimes maybe title loans, but for the most part, that auto loan is going to be what we call an inefficient loan. While you go through the personal, the student, and even the mortgage, you see that the mortgage is actually a loan that you don't have to pay back, right? Now, of course, you're going to pay it back. You're going to continue those monthly minimum payments. But for the most part, it's a 100 and above on the freedom zone level, and that's good, okay? That means we can continue to pay the minimum monthly payment because it is classified according to the cash flow index method as an efficient loan. So this one gets a 100, okay? And this one over here gets a 50. Now, if you find yourself with something in between, that's when you'll want to consider maybe refinancing, maybe restructuring, and maybe even asking for a lower percentage. Listen, you would be amazed at what happens when you start asking these banks to lower your percentage. Sometimes they say yes, sometimes they say not yes, sometimes they say no. But if you, that's right, ask again, maybe a couple months later, they'll say yes. So, just wanted to get that out the way. Let's get into the juicy stuff right now. Have you ever had anybody tell you that you couldn't do something? Man, Carl, or man, Megan, Trisha, Keisha, you know what? You can't get a $70,000 car. You know why? Because you're only making $4,000 a month. Well, guess what? If we put this in our budget, if we put this in our money allocation plan, these plans, right, that the bank has is going to be something that, no, we can't do. But if we do it according to the velocity banking principles, you will be amazed at what you can do, all right? So listen, I'm not going to tell you that you can't do something. I'm going to show you how you can afford the $70,000, even if you make $4,000 a month. Now, you and I both know what leverage is, all right? Leverage shows us the impossibility can be possible. Just look up Aristotle with those pulleys and how he pulled all those ships with that pulley. And he wasn't all, no, he was just doing like this. And he was pulling those ships because he knew how to leverage that rope. What we need to do is learn how to leverage the dollar. Now watch this. $70,000 at 10%. Some people get all shaking in their boots. Oh no, can I afford it? Yes, you can. This is how. $1,162 each and every month. Now, they say you're going to have to pay that for 7 years. Okay? Well, while you have the $10,000 at 30%, astronomical, right? Watch this. Paying the $500 each and every month. But, and here's the but, you have a cash flow of $2,000. Now, the cash flow is going to be a very important aspect in velocity banking because this is what we're going to use to pay down our line of credit. And spoiler alert, you don't need a line of credit to use velocity banking, all right? this cash flow is $2,000. We are using our line of credit as our new checking account. So we're making the 4,000, we got the 4,000, right, coming in, and then we got the 2,000 going out. That equals 2,000. 4,000 minus 2,000 is 2,000. Where is that $2,000 parked? Right here in our line of credit. So since it's parked in our line of credit, do we need to worry about this astronomical minimum monthly payment? Not anymore. But we would, right, if we were segregating our income and doing our income incorrectly, okay? But we're not. So 10,000 at 30%, we're not worried about it. That's our new checking account. We're going to make sure that that $10,000, okay, is paid off in how many months? Remember, the line balance divided by the cash flow is going to equal our velocity term. Now, this is how I like to do the math. I like to cross out the zeros, those 3 zeros right there. We divide 10 by 2. That's 5 months, okay? 5 months. So we're going to pay off that $10,000 in 5 months. Now, I want you to remember that 5 months, okay? I want you to remember that because that's going to be very vital in paying off this loan. Now, we've got the line of credit replenished. What are we going to do? Just sit and stare at it like a whole lot of people do? You know, you can't not use line of credit and expect it to grow. But it's something. When you use the line of credit correctly, you know what happens? They start asking you, hey, would you like a line of credit increase? They start bumping this to 15,000. They start bumping it to 20,000. How many of you have been victims of a line of credit increase? Go ahead and put it in the comments because it's a real thing, okay? So 5 months gets you to $10,000. Now we can use that line of credit as our deployment account. Why? Because we're going to deploy that $10,000 to this $70,000. And when we do that, what does the 10% eat on? Does it still eat on the $70,000? No, it'll eat on the $60,000. And then 5 months later, it'll eat on the $50,000. And then 5 months later, it'll eat on the $40,000, $30,000, $20,000, $10,000, until it looks like this. All right, so this is what you'll have, okay? You go to the dealership, you say, you know what? I'm paying $10,000 up front to the principal, right? So I don't want you dividing anything. I want this paid to the principal, and they'll do it, right? So the $60,000, 10% will hit it, but this is where you'll be. In 16 seconds, you jumped 16 months because you decided to deploy that $10,000 and make sure that it's to good use instead of just sitting there, right? We can't leave money stagnant, just like on our webinar, which you can catch, by the way, all right? So we got one. I need you guys on that. That way you can know what to do with these loans. So 16 months, took you 16 seconds to jump 16 months. Now, when you are deploying it again, remember you've got to replenish that line of credit. How are you going to do it? That's right, income, right? Your line of credit is now your new checking account. So that income is going in, those expenses are going out, and that $2,000 is left behind. That is what is paying the line of credit, ZZ. That's right. That's right. I know. I saw your comment. That's what's paying the line of credit, buddy. There's no such thing to Velocity Bankers. There's no such thing as two debts when we're doing it this way, okay? All right. So 5 times $1,162. Why? Well, because you do have to continue that monthly payment of $1,162, but you will then replenish back up to the 10,000, and then you'll deploy it again. You'll be at 43 months, right? And you'll be down here in the amortization table where it says $40,217, and then you'll just continue to do the same cycle over and over again until you are paid up. Now, how many months will it take you to pay up? Will it take you about the same as 7 years? Well, we'll see. So there you have it. Over the course of 37 months with the Velocity Banking Plan, and total interest you'll pay is $11,303. While with the bank, you're going to get $27,614. You're going to pay that out. Money, hard-working money, you know? That's money you worked hard for. And you're giving it to the bank versus saving, what, $15,000, $16,000 doing it the Velocity Banking way. Plus, that's not the worst part. The worst part is you don't get time back, because you're still going to go the full 7 years, guys. You still got to go the full 7 years, while those that are choosing Velocity Banking are out in 37 months. And now you know why we came out with a class. Now you know why we came out with an Ultimate Finance, not only digital currency class, but also all of the spreadsheets that you need for debt elimination. They're inside that, okay? All of the courses, right? All of the ebooks, the worksheets, they're inside of that, okay? And not only that, the Money Max account. That's what I have. That's what our friends have. Do you know what a pleasure it is to start explaining to your child, or your child coming up to you and saying, man, you know, can we afford this? Oh, I forgot, Dad, you know. Let's go ahead and put it in the Money Max account and see if we can afford it. That may be a bad thing, to be honest, because listen, once you start putting numbers inside of the Money Max account, it's going to show you how you can afford it. And that sounds like the abundance mindset, doesn't it? Well, there you have it, folks. If you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to get out of the way so you can go ahead and take that screenshot. Until later, God bless you.